Salutations, dear viewers. You're on with Nexon of the Vast Nexus, and welcome to Let's Play a Gaming Legend, Metroid Zero Mission. Recording time has run for over 2 hours, but in-game time is just clocked over 1 hour and 30 minutes, so doing good. Now this room's a bit of a decoy of sorts. There is actual stuff here. Now this room benefits from being hit with a power bomb, but if you know what you're looking for and where you're going, you can get by just using standard bombs, which is what I'm doing. So I think there's one super missile tank left. And there we go. Smooth right through that room. And we're back here. Back in Brinstar, or actually this is Crateria. Or Chozodia? Chozodia, of course. Now here comes another kind of tricky one. It's going to require another power bomb to access. Let's see if I can get this first try. You'll notice a lot of the tricky ones involve clever usage of a shine spark. Made it. Alas, our poor gunship is gone. These enemies seem so mundane now. They're hardly even a problem. But that's the point. Samus right now is effectively at her peak. She's in top condition. And suddenly these enemies just seem so inconsequential, just a nuisance. Before they were game-ending. I mean, I kind of judge this game on the merit of a person who knows where everything is. I suppose it would be a lot harder for a person who doesn't, but that's the point. This game rewards players who explore and discover, or, because, again, games like this came out when there wasn't oodles of internet walkthroughs by a bajillion people, or people like me, doing Let's Plays and show you where all this stuff is. So we want the most efficient path to the other side. This is not it. We need to go down to the Chozo statue. And I'm going to reveal a whole bunch of shortcuts that make this, returning to these levels, item hunting much faster. Now we're going to take advantage of hints to get our power bombs back up again. Those ever-present and important power bombs. You just breeze through these enemies, especially with space jump. It's just... it goes from, you know, fighting for your life to just a reckless slaughter. They don't even stand a chance. But here, time is the enemy. We have to cross a lot of ground very quickly in order to make our intended target time. Here we are. Right where we want to be. So again, this is fake lava, but we are going to descend into the real lava, because now we're protected against it, and thanks to the gravity suit, it no longer applies a slowdown effect, so we can move freely throughout. Go into a hidden room over here. Go in there in just a second, but first... There's another missile tank. And what do we have over here? A power bomb tank. Now, I do hope that I am perhaps stimulating some of you to wanting to give this game a try. It certainly deserves some attention. There are various ways and means. I'm sure you can figure them out on your own. Another power bomb required. Now that required the screw attack. And now we're actually in Kraid's arena. This nearly game-ending section has just, again, turned into nothing more than a nuisance. So, is this just a passageway to where we're going, or is there something here that we want? Well, there's something here that we want. There was something here that we couldn't possibly have gotten before without the gravity suit. And this time not for damaging reasons, but for mobility reasons. With liquid slowdown effect, Samus can't build up a shine spark. But now... we kind of bungled the shine spark a bit there. We're fine, we're fine. Tank. Back up top. Might as well use our shortcut from before. Just verifying that I've recovered all the ground that I needed to cover. I do believe so. We're about to go back to Criteria via an unusual route. This is back where we started, and there was a power bomb or a morph ball launcher here the whole time. The backgrounds, too, are just... I love the atmosphere that this game creates. It's not meant to be loft or uplifting. It's meant to be dark and foreboding, but with a sense of mystery. A kind of cosmic longing, I think. And this will take us back into Turian, which you might remember exploded. Well, it looks like it exploded. Everything's pitted and destroyed and just gone. So first, if I remember my positioning correctly, there we go. Another power bomb. That acid is still damaging. The new green acid that wasn't there before. Here's another tricky one to get. It's all in the execution. And there we go. And another missile tank. And the space jump makes this section much easier. No longer are you leaping for platforms, clinging to edges. Now the platforms are more of a nuisance because they're getting in the way of your just effortlessly leading yourself out. Yes, this game will be followed by the fans' version of Metroid 2 Remake, which many hold to be the better of the two. As funny how that works out. AM2R by Milton Dr. M64 Guasti. Probably butchering the pronunciation, but, you know, I'm getting my point across. A lot of political controversy involving that game. Well, not political. I'd say socioeconomic would be a more appropriate qualifier for that. But that's an explanation that can wait until I'm actually playing that particular title. And we're back up here. Now there's a cool guy thing you can do if you're pro enough. Last few power-ups, folks. It's winding down. So we need a Shine Spark for the next 2 power-ups. Ah, too low. I failed at doing the cool guy thing. And back the other way. So there's one. Duck down. Dart back. Get towards the ledge. And Morph Ball, and there's 2 in the same run with the same Shine Spark charge. We're getting close. There's only maybe 2 power-ups left to retrieve. Okay, I should probably switch my super missiles into normal missiles. So we want to go to the right from this bottom level so that we can get deeper into the Chozo Ruins, because that's where the next power-up we're looking for can be located. Now we got that one. Power bomb to destroy that portion of the structure, and we'll need it to destroy the next portion of the structure that we're after. As you'll remember, that big Chozo pillar descended after Samus got the power suit, effectively locking off the area she was just in. It's that very same area we're trying to backtrack to now, because there is a power-up there. Playtime's at 140. That's got me a little nervous. At 100% completion, the final boss fight is difficult. And we're playing this in the hard mode, which is going to make it all the more difficult. So that'll get the pillar out of our way. Now, these space pirates can be a little fratricidal at times. Remember this section? Well, there's a little something else here. The final power bomb tank. Tucked in an alcove. So, now, I have about 5 minutes to make a mad dash back to the bridge, which means, yes, we're going to go back through the entire structure here. First stop, though, is going to be a save room, for obvious reasons. we keep going down, it will take us to where we're going. Now let's check our inventory. 159. We got it. That's 100% completion. Well, now it's just get back to the bridge and defeat Mecha-Ridley, spoilers, the final boss of this game, before we run up the remainder of the 2-hour target time limit. This is basically going to be a boilerplate mad dash. Buddy, just messing with the groove. Not good for your health. You try to nibble my giblets. Back to this large corridor. We're just going to blaze past the save room. Pressing further into the facility, or the ship rather. We're on the Space Pirates mothership, after all. He got a cheap hit in. Luckily, we now have a shortcut that'll take us to the bridge. More cheap hits. Now we can just do this. So this final approach to the bridge is probably the worst. Remember what I said, maintain that relentless assault. If you're not screw attacking, just keep shooting. Keep that trigger mashed. Alright, we made it to the bridge. Note the alarm won't go off once we've triggered it, so we'll have to get it to turn off in this room. Okay, so let's see how much time we have to deal with Ridley. 15 minutes. Welcome back, viewers. This is attempt number 4. Mecha-Ridley's really making me sweat for this final part of the game. I haven't had a particular need to edit out anything before. There's been a few deaths. But nothing too substantial in terms of time lost. But attempt number 4, yeah. It's not easy. So remember to save your game. You're gonna need it. What has been making this boss fight particularly difficult is, while his secondary attacks are not nearly as damaging as his claw swipe, which depletes half your health, I might add, they can stun lock you, and you are not invulnerable to damage while stun locked. If you get bumped by a missile and then he puts his claw down on you, it's just over. First, we're going to use regular missiles to crack the shell protecting his core. After about the second volley, he'll perform a fire-breathing attack between his claw swipes, and he can choose to fire a single burst of fire, 2 or 3. So be prepared for anything. naturally the missile can't be flat on the ground, so you can just hammer at it. You have to jump in the middle to actually hit it. Oh, all those attacks. And as you can see, there goes half my health. I think this is going to take a 5th attempt, unless I can somehow miracle my way through this. Switch to the super missiles. And if at all possible, we want to make every single shot of those count. Oh, and I take a claw hit after the fact. Great. Honestly, if he tries to hit you with the laser, just take the hit. I say that and the laser's about to murder me. Okay, he's so low, so am I. Oh! Oh, that's a breath of relief. That's a sigh of relief. Oh. Attempt number 4, people. Woo! And it's not over yet. It's not. Another self-destruct mechanism, another mad dash for safety. And it's not the time that's going to create a problem here. It's what stands between us and the end of this game. Oh. It's been a long, hard-fought struggle, especially that last boss fight. Take as few hits through here as possible, because you're going to need all the health you can get for what's coming. Not. These space pirates, they don't drop a single power. No health, no nothing. Doors are locking behind you, there's only one way to go. Way out is through. And that's the thing, Mecha-Ridley is a lot easier to beat when you're not at 100% completion, so that does make the job simpler for those who are doing 15% completion runs for the special ending, but you're working with almost no supplies, especially if you're going for the ultimate challenge with 70% completion run. And we didn't trigger. Oh no, we did trigger them. Yeah, these things jump around like crazy. We got one. 2. Alright, that's it, that's it. One space pirate, just one hit, stands between us and salvation. And we are out of here. Yeah. Oh, this is your ship. It's a bit funkier than mine, but I guess we'll have to do. 1 gig. Trilobite ship, away! I wonder if that'll become important in Super Metroid. Wink. So, you might notice an audio drop-off here. Your ears do not deceive you. Apparently, the automated algorithm in YouTube, which is subject of much complaint from content creators, apparently recognized the song in the credits and decided to give me some copyright stuff. Now, for the record, it's not a slam. I'm not monetizing right now anyways, so it shouldn't matter, but I'd honestly rather just not have to deal with that to begin with. To that end, the video audio has been muted, and you're just getting my closing narration this time around. Sadly, my closing narration the first time around was pretty good. This time around, um, the channel's a few days older than when I actually record this. Actually, it's almost a week older. AM2R will be aired pretty much immediately after this, and, that was Metroid Zero Mission, released for the Game Boy Advance back in the day. It was created following Metroid Fusion, I believe using the same engine, and Metroid Fusion itself was released around the same time as Metroid Prime. In fact, I think they shared the exact same release date. So Metroid Fusion, which was for a while the second to last 2D Metroid title in the series, released at the same time as its first 3D title. Well, I say 3D, but it was polygonal and had three-dimensional navigation, but it wasn't until the remake, the official Nintendo remake, not the one that I'll be playing, Samus Returns, that we got an actual 3D stereoscopic Metroid. On that subject, AM2R is next. Don't expect all of these to be just immediately back-to-back. I like taking hiatuses on games. I mean, I've done 2 Metroid Let's Plays since my first Thing of Doom. Oh, and here's one point from my original rant at the end of credits I'd like to point out to you. I mentioned a small bit of asymmetry in the Chozo engraving. Down in the bottom left, and it's Samus and her Chozo parents. Note, Samus is human, she's not actually Chozo. There's a lot of lore to get into, and I don't have enough time left in the extant video to go into it. I've just spent most of my time ranting on how I ultimately was forced to make this post-recording, which is inherently unusual for a Let's Play. But yeah, I mean, if that's going to become a problem in the future, yeah. Well, I shall persevere. With the exception of Sundays, so far, I'm always dropping some daily content, so check the channel daily for new stuff. And if you like the channel and you like what I do, consider subscribing, consider liking the videos that you deem worthy of your praise, and I will attempt to get to the comments, but I don't have moderators and so forth, so they might get lost because, again, I'm releasing daily content, I'm creating daily content, and just like that, I am out of time. I hope to see all of you again, and fare thee well.